Hello, my lovely Natsukis. It's your bestie Summer, and I have finally been able to fix the issue. I'm pretty sure it was just that I wasn't giving it enough time to post or anything. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the only issue though. So, I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that it doesn't happen again. If it does, I'll let you guys know immediately and be like, hey, sorry, this video is being stupid again. Hopefully it doesn't happen, though. Also, I am home alone. And I will be for 3 days, I think, because my family's up camping, and I would have loved to go camping, but 2 issues with that. First issue, we didn't really have a dog sitter picked out. So yeah. Second issue being I was not about to go camping on my fucking period because I don't want to do that. I just don't. For very valid, understandable reasons. But yeah, so I'm going to have a lot of free time, meaning a lot of time to record, meaning I may finally be ahead of schedule for once, because I never fucking am. I'm always either recording or uploading it almost right before either a day or even the same day it's supposed to be uploaded. I end up making it because I am shit at scheduling. I'm just terrible when it comes to time management. I'm not good at it. So even being able to keep this scheduled routine is amazing for me. I'm also still on break from school until Monday, so I will have even more time to record. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully for school I stay on track, because I really don't want to get behind again. I got amazing grades. I got A's and B's. I was good at it. I just ended up being behind a lot, so yeah. And I absolutely despised the writing assignments, and I just hated them, so I kind of just didn't do them until I had the motivation to. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD or something, but yeah, I don't really have the time or anything to get a diagnosis, so I'm just gonna have to wait on that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, so let's get into it. This is part 12, chapter 6 of Press Heart to Subscribe, a DPXCC podfic written by die_olocollagen6083 and read by Summer Audio. Enjoy! The doorbell rang. Sam looked up from her phone, where she was idly scrolling through Discord. She felt the plants around her perk in interest. Ivy's powers flowing through them. They were posed to strike, should it be someone with ill intentions. Sam let her own flow throughout as well, giving them a faint green glow. Harley hopped up, checking through the peephole before flinging the door open to hug a person in the doorway. Ah, it was Tucker. Both women relaxed, the glow leaving the surrounding greenery. Tucker set down his bag where Harley directed, looking a little unsure and embarrassed by the attention he was receiving from Harley at the moment. Tucker, Sam, and Danny were all adults, but knowing Harley, she was probably going to treat them like they were 16. She maybe should have warned the boys, but honestly, she'd forgotten. Sam had just been soaking up all of the attention and the love. Harley had suggested she go to therapy to address her issues. It was a great idea, but Sam wasn't ready yet. When she was, though, she'd go. But for now, she just wanted to be happy for a bit, enjoy the calm before she brought more chaos into her life. Tucker sat down heavily on the couch next to her. So, did you also pick up pick up on the fact that Danny was completely oblivious that Pam is Poison Ivy and Harley is Harley Quinn? Tucker asked nonchalantly. Shut up! There is no way he's that oblivious! Harley asked, leaning forward excitedly from her spot next to Ivy. Sam groaned. Yeah, Ghost Boy can be really oblivious and obtuse about some things, and then scarily perceptive on others. I'm betting it takes him till just before he leaves tomorrow to figure it out, Sam told them. I'll take that bet. $5 sound good? If he figures out before he leaves the sleepover, I pay you. He figures it out after he leaves, you pay me, Tucker offered. Deal, she agreed, and they shook hands. Tucker turned his gaze to Ivy and Harley. I wanted to thank you for going to Amity Park and helping out all those years ago. You have no idea how much it meant to me and to Sam. Danny, he wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you two, and for Black Canary, of course. Oracle, too, Tucker said seriously. It was silent for a moment. It was not done with noble intentions on our end. For Canary, it was about helping others. For me, it was to destroy the facility that was over-harvesting the endangered rose species that is commonly known as the blood blossom. Harles came along because I was going. I think I felt you. Well, you were there, Sam. I know I felt some sort of sentient plant, which is the same feeling I get around you. Sam's breath caught. She'd realized earlier that her boss/Persuado moms had been there when they'd rescued Danny. She didn't know that Ivy had felt her. Is that why they'd taken her in and just accepted her? She needed to know. Ivy, did you guys know who I was? I didn't, Harley told her. I wasn't sure till later, and I first felt you connect with the plants. That's when I knew, Ivy confirmed. Did it really change anything, though? She wouldn't give them up. Her kinda moms, the moms she'd wished she knew. Sam had grieved long ago that she would never have the kind of loving relationship with Pamelia Manson. Though that wound had mostly healed, it still ached at times. What's Sam told you guys about Danny and I? Tucker asked the two older women. Harley grinned and Sam groaned. Well, I know that you're totally nerdy, and you're practically in love with technology. Sam told us all about your love affair with your PDA. I know you're a real sweetie who'd let Danny, Sam, and Ellie stay at your place whenever it was needed. You have a thing for wolves. What am I missing, Ives? Harley asked, snuggling up with her girlfriend. Tucker has a very good memory. He can't sing. Sam and Danny left him hooked up to a learning machine on accident for about 12 hours. He also participated in some money-making schemes in high school and has continued to do so in college. Tucker also eats mainly meat and doesn't eat his vegetables, Ivy reminded Harley. Right! Tuckerino, you get along so well with Lou and Bud. Who are Lou and Bud? Tucker asked worriedly. Her hyenas, Sam informed him. He looked at her incredulously. You should help me walk them, Tucky. Maybe another time, Tucker squeaked out, clearly not thrilled about the idea of walking the wild animals on the streets of Gotham. Sensing that Tucker didn't know what to do, Sam interjected. I'll help you walk them. Tucker needs to be introduced to them, so they need to see he's a friend, not food. You're so sweet, Sundew, Harley cooed. Should Harles and I get out some games, or did you bring something to watch, Tucker? Ivy asked, knowing what Sam was trying to do. Sam wasn't sure if it was the that they both had plant powers, but they were often on the same wavelength. She'd heard before the plants and trees could communicate and help each other. Was this something like that? There was still so much she had to learn and find out about her connection to the earth. It may have come from her being controlled and possessed by undergrowth, but the power was now hers. It had settled into her bones, into her soul. It was only right that she learned everything about it that she could. I brought some movies. I figured they'd be good. I know Danny's missed out on a ton of them. You guys are good with horror movies and stuff, and slasher films. I brought Silent Hill. I know Danny was playing it the other day, Tucker said, pulling out some DVDs from his bag. Wasn't Danny playing Silent Hill when Batman showed up? Sam asked. Yup, figured it was relevant, Tucker chuckled, a devious grin on his face. Well, Harles and I can get the popcorn and stuff ready while you set up, Ivy said, grabbing Harley's hand and leading her to the kitchen. Sam knew Tucker wouldn't need help getting everything ready. She stood on the couch. Once he was done, he kicked off his shoes, then hopped onto the couch next to her. So, adult adopting is a thing? I'm pretty sure I can help you expedite it if you want, Tucker told her conversationally. Exacerbated, and very much not ready for that conversation, she grabbed one of the throw pillows and started whacking him with it. He laughed, rolling away to grab another one, and they started trying to hit each other with their fluffy weapons. They only stopped when the doorbell rang once more, Sam making her way over. It was Danny. She invited him in. Danny, great to see you. You ready for what we're gonna be watching? Tucker grinned mischievously and pointed to the screen. Danny groaned. Come on, guys, too soon. It was only 2 days ago. Tucker cackled, Sam laughing with him. Tonight was going to be great. She could feel it. Danny woke up with a groan. He was on the floor in his PJs, nestled between his two best friends. Tucker was on his back, snoring, while Sam was clearly gone. He looked around blearily. Oh, all right, no more sleepovers for a bit. 2 nights in a row, not sleeping in a bed. His back was complaining. He was pretty sure that was Sam over there with the black hair. He untangled himself from the blanket, then made his way over, yawning. Morning, sleepyhead. Don't worry, I've already got my blackmail picture for the morning of you two cuddling. He glared half-heartedly at her. It's gonna start losing its edge as blackmail material if you keep getting so many, he griped. Have you messaged Loverboy yet? And when's your next date gonna be again? She asked, sipping at what he could only guess was tea. Sunday, he told me to be ready to be picked up around 4 p.m. We're gonna be doing something before dinner, and then I think he's planning something after that. Danny yawned once more. Unfortunately, or fortunately, this conversation was waking him up. I know that much, 'cause he asked if I wanted to have dinner early, right when he picks me up, or if I wanted to eat around 6. I said 6, but he's picking me up at 4, so yeah. Sam hummed. We're all turning 21 this year, she mused. He looked at her. What a weird change in topic. Yeah, it's you, then Tuck, then me. I was thinking of drinking at one of our places, just to try it out. We wouldn't drink too much. Sam, Tucker and I won't be 21 yet, he reminded her. It's not like we're gonna go to a club or anything, just doing it in a private residence. Besides, it'll only be a few months till you both can drink anyway. He sighed. Weren't you ripping into Tucker for a bit of his whole college textbook thing? How is this that different, Sam? It's still breaking the law. He hedged. Her eyes narrowed. This is just a one-time thing, though, not an ongoing one. This isn't that bad. It's also something that most kids did in their teen years. Also, are you more worried about the law because you're dating someone close to Batman? She accused. I mean, maybe, probably. This is different. I definitely want to celebrate your birthday with you. She sighed. I don't blame you. You like Damien. A lot. It just sucks that I'm first, so we can't go to a club or anything for my birthday. She muttered. Danny hugged her. We can go to a club on my birthday. I'll talk with Jazz, see what she thinks. Jazz will probably turn a blind eye. Honestly, she'd probably be pretty thrilled that we're trying out alcohol somewhere that's safe and where she can keep an eye on us. Danny grumbled. Sam laughed. What time is it? Came Tucker's voice from the living room. They made their way back to their friend, cleaning up the living room and then going to the bathroom one by one to change. Danny was sad it was over, but he needed something like this. Just time with his two best friends in the entire world. As soon as he left the apartment, he got 2 texts. Frere Tech. Thanks for the $5, dude. Plant Queen. I am so fucking disappointed in you. What the hell had he done? Sighing, he made his way to the nearest bus station to get a ride home. Danny stood up, stretched before giving Orion some scratches. He'd just finished streaming for the day. Yawning, he took off his mask and went to wash off his makeup. His streaming persona was him, just a little more amplified. He was brushing his teeth when he heard a tapping. Confused and on edge, he made his way out of the bathroom to investigate. If this were a horror movie, I'd be dead for checking out the sound, he thought to himself idly. At his window was a crouching woman in all purple who was waving at him. He held up one finger, indicating that she should wait 1 minute. He returned to the bathroom to put away the toothbrush and rinsed his mouth before heading back out to open the window and let her in. Hi, spoiler, can I help you? He asked, a little apprehensive and confused. He opened his phone to send a few quick messages. Undead Nebula. Hi, Damie. Undead Nebula. I know you said that they'd show up. Undead Nebula. Didn't expect them to show up today. Undead Nebula. It's spoiler. You can just stand there. I mainly want to check out your room and check you out. Are you good enough for the baby? Also, what do you see in him? What does he see in you? Where are all of those Bat Burger toys? I demand a re-ranking. Or maybe I'll get Timmy to use his Gundam supplies to, strip it and then, have him repaint it so I'm an S tier. Spoiler hoisted the Bat Burger spoiler figure into the air above her. Danny felt his phone buzz. He glanced down to view the message. Red_Ghoul. Of course it is. Assistance is on the way. She will be removed from the home shortly. Removed from the home? Spoiler didn't seem to want to be removed, to be honest. She was checking out Danny's streaming setup and giving Orion pets. The chunky boy was purring and enjoying the attention. Danny stood there a bit awkwardly. Should he try to get her autograph for Sam and Tucker? He didn't actually really mind her here. Just wish he'd had more of a heads up. Damien knows you're here, he informed her. She whirled around to face him. Fuck, she whispered. I do not want to get on his shit list. Already, half of us are after Wednesday. Wednesday. Right, the day Batman showed up. Who's on his shit list? Danny asked curiously. Nightwing, surprisingly. Batman, Oracle, and Red Robin. I had nothing to do with it. Neither did Red Hood or Black Bat, but I'll probably be on it after tonight. Oh well, if I'm gonna be on his list anyways, I'm gonna make the most of it. Say cheese! That was all the warning he got as he was pulled into a sidearm hug as Spoiler pulled out a phone from somewhere to take a picture with him. He was sure he had a bewildered look on his face. Giggling to herself, Denny watched as she sent the picture into the group chat. Spoil sport. Look who I met! ****.jpg. Gay_ghoul. I will kill you. Brucey. Damien, what have we said about threatening to kill people? That was all Danny could see before she put her phone away. Well, that was something. There was a solid thud outside the window. Danny turned in shock and surprise as Robin climbed through the window. Oh no, this was getting out of hand. Spoiler, you are leaving the premises now, Robin ordered angrily. Aw, but baby Bat, Danny and I were having fun getting to know each other. Spoiler protested, hiding behind Danny. He honestly wasn't sure what to do at the moment. Should he tell Robin it was okay and Spoiler could stay? He was kind of getting ready to go to bed, though, and tell Damien goodnight. The other man had only been able to stay for half of his stream before having to leave to go to some business dinner. You're cool to come over some other time, but not tonight. I need to go to bed. Plus, a warning when you or any of the other vigilantes come over would be super great, Danny told them, holding up his hand to try and placate the clearly very agitated vigilante in front of him. Robin visibly deflated at his actions. I would not harm you, Danny, to get to her, Robin told him solemnly. Danny blinked. He wasn't thinking that, but also Robin's voice sounded kind of familiar. It was the way he said Danny that was tickling his memory. Damn it, that was going to bother him. I didn't think you were. I just really don't want two vigilantes fighting in my room. Cool sword, by the way. It's my favorite out of your guys' weapons. Batman's battering and Nightwing's Eskima stick are up there too, though. All right, Danny. Now was not the time to tell Robin how cool he was. Although he kinda already had that in that viral video. Fuck. Peeking out from behind Danny, Spoiler asked, Wait, you have favorites of our weapons? What's your least favorite? Danny blinked. I mean, not all of you have signature weapons. I'd say Red Hood's guns are my least favorite, then probably Red Robin's bow staff. Bow staffs are classic, but it's not super original. I mean, neither is the gun, and it can kill people pretty easily. Nightwing's Eskimo sticks can do some crazy stuff from what I've learned. They have marbles to make people trip, and they work like a taser, but also like a grappling hook. It's like the Swiss Army knife of vigilante weapons. Batman's batarangs are the original, and they do so much. Danny trailed off with a blush. Oh, shut up now. Spoiler cackled. Robin no longer seemed as intent on getting her out of his room. So, a sword is less boring than a bow staff, and better than an Eskimo stick? The Swiss Army knife of the vigilante world? Spoiler asked. Danny didn't need to see her or see beneath her mask to know she was grinning. Swords are cool, and Robin doesn't kill anyone with it. The main injury that he causes with it are broken bones, not lacerations. Which, dude, now, how do you do that? Danny asked Robin imploringly. He really wanted to know. Robin shifted slightly. It is a combination of practice and using the stealth for the sword, as well as using fists. I am also known to use an object that is nearby to deliver justice. Not only that, but the majority of us have retractable bow staves in our pouches to be used should it be necessary. Robin explained. Danny nodded. All right. So the bow staff is like basic bitch weapon for vigilantes, at least. There was a thrum behind Danny after he asked that. Concerned, he turned around to find Spoiler on the floor laughing. Robin, basic bitch vigilante. Oh my god, I can't wait to call him that. I can't wait to show him this footage. Oracle, you got this. I need this for posterity, and so I can annoy RR forever. You are a riot, Danny, and I can't wait till you meet everyone else. Robin bristled slightly at that. He will not be visited by anyone unless they get his permission. Aren't I gonna need people's numbers for that? Danny asked them. They both turned to look at him, Spoiler standing up off of her spot on the floor. Standing up on her tippy toes, she ruffled his hair. Don't you worry about it, cutie pie. I'll just get Oracle to get your number from Damien. Or get it from the new guy, Tucker. She headed towards the window. Have fun, boys. See you later, Danny. She then closed the window behind her. Not that it would stop Robin, as it was still unlocked. Danny looked at the remaining vigilante in his room. You know, Damien told me you guys would be visiting, but I didn't think it would happen so quickly, Danny said in a joking tone, trying to lighten the mood. It is an unfortunate part of being a group of detectives and vigilantes. Everyone is nosy. I fear Nightwing might show up on a night you stream. He is, as Spoiler and Red Hood would call him, an attention whore. Robin told him in a deadpan voice. Danny couldn't help but laugh at that. I couldn't tell, especially with how he flips and twirls all over the place. He really is a showman, isn't he? A fond smile appeared on Robin's face. You are very astute and perceptive, Danny. Yeah, there was something about Robin that was familiar. Danny tilted his head. Do I know you? You remind me of someone. I'm afraid I must leave. Crime never stops, Robin told him, giving Danny a nod before practically leaping through the window. That wasn't a no, so he might know who Robin was. Interesting. Who could he know, though, that was related to Damien? Danny walked over, peeking his head out. There was no sign of either vigilantes. Sighing, he closed and locked the window before making his way to the bed. Orion perked his head up from his cat bed. Getting up and stretching, he jumped down, his tail flicking lazily, before jumping up onto the bed to sit on Danny's chest. Danny couldn't help but laugh. It was Orion's routine most nights to crawl onto Danny's chest to get his fill of pets and scritches before getting off and making himself comfortable by Danny's side. The cat began to purr as Danny began to idly pet him. Back to his thoughts on Robin. He seemed to be around Danny's and Damien's age, maybe a bit older. Robin hadn't answered if Danny knew him, and he seemed familiar. There was something about the way he said Danny, his mannerisms. Danny sat straight up, wincing as Orion, spooked by the abrupt movement, dug his claws into Danny's chest before sprinting away. He was probably off to find Jazz. Were Damien and Robin the same person? Look at the facts, Danny. Damien had said that he discovered Danny because of the viral Robin video. Damien had also said that Robin had watched the video multiple times. Robin had come immediately after he told Damien that Spoiler was in his room. Damien was also gone a lot. often when Robin was spotted. Fumbling for his phone, Danny went to look up Robin's sightings on the previous Wednesday, the night Batman had shown up behind him on stream. His heart sped up. Robin had been seen in Bloodhaven with Nightwing. Spoiler had said that Nightwing was on Damien's shit list. Why would he have been on the shit list unless Nightwing had been the one to distract him? Okay, calm down. Oh, who was he kidding? He wasn't gonna calm down from this. He would be lucky if he got any sleep. Undead Nebula. Thanks, honey. You're my hero. Heart. Red_Ghoul. Anytime, beloved. Undead Nebula. Night. I'm excited to see you tomorrow. Undead Nebula. We can hold hands and kiss and hug. Red_Ghoul. I am looking forward to seeing you as well. I hope that what I have planned will sweep you off of your feet. Sweet dreams. Damien raced across the rooftops, his heart pounding. Danny had seen him as Robin, had started to recognize him. It made him feel incredibly proud of his beloved. He was intelligent and perceptive, a perfect match for Damien. That being said, he was rather annoyed with Brown. She was humming happily ahead of him as she made her way back to her patrol route. He gritted his teeth as he split off with her so he could rejoin Father in the Bowery. Daggett was doing something suspicious. Not only that, the last time his people had been seen in Crime Alley and the Bowery, he'd been attempting to blow it up in order to turn the area into luxury condos and a strip mall. It would not be difficult to find out the man's plans, however, pinning it on him would be the hard part. Even with the threat of jail, many of the men were too afraid to reveal what they knew. Damien landed down silently next to Father, who was using binoculars along with a pair of headphones to listen in on the conversation happening between two workers. It was all being recorded as well for evidence. How was Danny? Father whispered, his concentration split between the case and Damien. He crouched down next to Father, gripping his own pair of binoculars from his belt. He is fine, now that he is no longer in Spoiler's presence. However, he commented that I was familiar. I left quickly once he stated that. Damien informed his father. When is he coming to the manor for dinner? We have not even had our second date. Our first was nearly cancelled due to your foolishness. Damien was not going to let that slide. Not yet. His father still had to earn his forgiveness. Damien slipped on his headphones to listen to the conversation. Thankfully, the fools in the low-income housing spilled the plot on their discussions after around 2.5 hours of listening. It was a quick fight, catching the 4 men unawares. The bullet did graze Damien's arms, the Robin suit taking most of the blow. He would likely have a wound on his arm the next day, as long as nothing that happened tonight prevented him from his date tomorrow. Everything should be fine. Oracle notified the Gotham Police Department they had something for them, Montoya arriving on the scene after they'd finished. Damien remained silent while his father handed over the evidence that would link Daggett to these henchmen and what they were up to. Spoiler and Red Robin had covered their usual route due to them being on a stakeout. Therefore, they only had to ride back to the cave. After changing, Damien was ready to head upstairs to get as much sleep as he could. He wanted to be well rested. Damien, wait. As tempted as he was to ignore his father, Damien paused, turning slightly to look at the older man, saying nothing but waiting. I'm sorry for overstepping with Danny. It appears that despite the number of children I have not learned in regards to significant others. I overstepped when it came to you and Danny. I regret my actions and that it almost caused you to lose your relationship. Something within Damien's chest loosened. He was still upset. It was mollified by the apology. Did Richard help you? Father hesitated. Yes, he did. Father admitted reluctantly. Damien nodded. Noted. I accept your apology. However, I am still angry with you. Damien walked up to the top of the stairs before he paused. Give me time. I do not visit him again as Batman unless absolutely necessary. I trust Gordon's judgment. Once in his room, he hurriedly got ready for bed. He would need to shower again tomorrow to prepare for the date. Damien hoped that Danny enjoyed what he had planned. Damien arrived in front of Danny's town home nearly 20 minutes early. He was nervous. Not only that, but he wanted to see Danny sooner. From what he had read online in regards to dating, showing up 5 minutes early was acceptable. 20 minutes was not. Damien did not wish to stay in the car, as it would quickly heat. He questioned his antiperspirant strength. He'd never had to test it. His date with Danny made him far more nervous than facing down even the Joker or his grandfather. He could admit to himself that social interactions still challenged him. Damien had mastered how to navigate charity functions, how to be a CFO, and others. Dating someone he actually cared about was entirely new for him. He double and triple checked their reservations. There were still 15 minutes before 4 o'clock. To his surprise, the door swung open, out stepping Jazz. She approached him, arms crossed over her chest. You're a little early, aren't you? Don't worry, Danny's still upstairs stressing out a bit on what to wear. Do you want to come inside? She offered. Damien nodded. That would be greatly appreciated. He followed her inside, mindful to wipe his feet at the entrance. Sit down. Do you want some tea? While her tone was polite, the sit down had clearly been an order. He decided to obey it, pulling out the wooden chair to sit at the table. Damien didn't know much about Jazz besides what Danny had told him. That being said, he did want to impress her, as Danny cared deeply about her opinion. Danny would likely be feeling similar nerves when Richard, Jason, Timothy, and the others had some one-on-one time with him. Some would be rather fun and teasing, as Brown had been. Damien would have to protect Danny from Jason and Richard's shovel talks. Father would likely forego it, as he was already in Damien's bad graces. Hopefully. Tea would be wonderful, Jasmine. She grimaced. Call me Jazz. What kind do you want? We have some herbal, some green, and some black teas, she asked, filling the tea kettle with water. Green would be lovely. Thank you, Jazz. She sat down across from him. You make my brother very happy. He's been the happiest I've seen him in years. You're also a big risk to him, considering who you're associated with and the whole kidnapping and ransom risk. Not only that, but I'm worried about what's going to happen when your relationship goes public. How are you going to protect him? She stared at him, directly into his eyes. He had admired her bluntness, her protectiveness. Danny and his family would integrate seamlessly with his own, once they got married. Although that was perhaps thinking a bit too far in the future. A man could dream, though. Due to the nature of our fame and who we, as you said, are associated with, the majority of us have taken the time to learn self-defense. It would be incredibly easy to have Danny, yourself, as well as Mr. Foley and Mrs. Manson, taught self-defense. It is not something we flaunt often, as it is always good to have such a thing in your back pocket should it be necessary. Not only that, but the element of surprise can be the edge needed to defeat an assailant. In regards to protecting him from the media, Danny and I have discussed this, as it was also concern for him. We came up with a few potential routes to take. Ideally, we wish to release the news when we want, on our own terms. That way, we can control the narrative. However, should that not be a possibility, we discussed options and what to say. It is not ideal, but we are prepared. It was a concern Danny had as well. Damien explained. This was not helping his nerves at all. Jazz visibly relaxed, though. Oh, you talked about it. I'm kinda surprised and impressed. I think that's really good, though, that you two did that. It's a sign of a healthy relationship, or at least a good foundation. The kettle whistled, Jazz getting up to grab 2 teacups, setting them down in front of them, along with a box full of green tea sachets. Damien took one, opening it and placing it in his mug. Jazz returned with the boiling water, pouring it into the 2 mugs. She grabbed a sachet as well, placing it in her cup. Danny mentioned that you like art, and you like to paint? It seemed the more serious nature of the talk was over. Damien nodded. Yes, painting is one of my hobbies. I draw as well, but I prefer paint. I'm always looking for new ways to improve my techniques and get inspiration. I have been enjoying more oil painting lately, hence my desire to see the Monet exhibit. She nodded, taking a sip of the tea. Yeah, I've tried to encourage Danny to be creative in different ways, as everyone needs some sort of outlet. I think streaming has been his own way. He likes to dress up for it, plan for it, and just tell everyone his thoughts and theories on stuff. Also, he just loves playing games, she stated, then smiled. Who knows? Maybe you can convince him to get out of the house and try more stuff. He certainly won't go paint pottery or go to one of those painting classes with me. Axe throwing, maybe? Or archery. He always loves physical stuff. He took to Mom's karate lessons like a duck in water, she told him fondly. Jazz, is he here yet? Denny yelled down from upstairs. Both of them turned to look to the stairs. I can't get my hair to cooperate. He's here, Danny. We have tea, Jazz called back. There was a muffled curse and then a thump. Less than a minute later, Danny was rushing down the stairs, his hair fluffy and looking wild. He was in dark jeans this time and a lovely dark blue paisley collared shirt. You look stunning, Danny, Damien told him, standing up to greet his beloved. Danny flushed beautifully. One day, I'm gonna get used to all of your compliments, Danny muttered. Thanks for keeping him company, Jazz. Let's go, Damien. Danny grabbed his hand, leading him out the door, pausing it to lock it behind him. She didn't, threaten you or anything, right? Danny asked, looking up at him through his lashes. No, she did not, beloved. Ah, there it was again, Danny's smile. Good. Now, where are you taking me, James? That is a surprise, my heart. You will see when we arrive. Damien pulled them up to a large warehouse-looking building. Danny looked at him, a little confused. What was this? He exited the car, Damien once again opening the door for him. What a gentleman. As they rounded the building, Danny could see the signs. City National Arena. Arena for what? Well, he'd just have to trust whatever Damien had planned. As you are from the Midwest, I thought perhaps you had missed going ice skating. I have rented the entire arena just for us, Damien told him. Danny smiled. This is going to be so much fun. I haven't been ice skating in forever. Thanks, honey. They are going to play music while we skate, right? They informed me that we can set up a playlist for it. I have one ready, but we can always use one that you have, Damien offered, as they were let inside by the staff. No, let's use yours. I want to see what your taste in music is like. Damien pondered that statement. I suppose it is similar to everyone else in that it is a bit eclectic. It has been influenced by the people in my life and the experiences I have lived through. I shall warn you, there are some songs that are not English. Damien eventually answered after they got the skates that were in their size. Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of the songs I like are in the same genre, but then there's like some random ones, like a score from a movie that I really liked, or a song or two from a TV show that I liked. Some of those I can just listen to repeat on forever. Danny told his date, tying the laces of the skates tight. He stood up, wobbling slightly towards the opening to the rink. A song started to play over the speakers. Danny looked at Damien with open glee. No. Is this? Danny asked, grinning. Damien sighed. Yes, this is Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. I understand it does not fit my personality. I find it catchy. I blame Richard. Damien admitted reluctantly. Danny laughed. Come on, lover boy. Let's see how good you can skate. And if you're good, well, you can call me later. Danny grinned, then winked. Maybe. Damien groaned behind him as he glided out onto the ice. It was clear it had been recently zambonied, as there were no other scratches on the ice. He was pretty confident on the ice, but like he told Damien earlier, it had been a while. It came back to him quickly. Damien caught up to him, his mastery on the ice evident. Damien's eyes were locked on him, watching his every move. It made Danny feel bold, powerful. He wanted to show off. Can you do any tricks? Damien shook his head. I can skate backwards, but that is it. Watch me then, Danny told the other man with a grin, speeding up to get ahead. Using the muscles he still had from his days as the hero phantom, Danny launched himself into the air to do a spin, landing gracefully back on the ice. Danny glanced back. Yes, Damien's eyes were still on him. Was it his imagination, or were they dark with desire? He hoped that was the case. Watch me, Damien, he thought to himself. Watch me and be impressed. Danny skated circles around Damien, reaching his arms out whenever he passed close by, his fingers barely brushing the other man. His heart was pounding, joy and elation flowing through him. When he was on the outer edge and far from Damien, he would spin and dance, glancing back every now and again to make sure Damien was watching. Danny was never disappointed. Those eyes never left him. Ancients. He wanted to kiss Damien. Slowing down, he took Damien's hand into his own, pulling him to the side of the rink. No one was really around. The staff probably didn't care. As gently as he could, Danny pressed Damien against the side of the rink, getting as close as he possibly could. Can I kiss you, Damie? Damien nodded frantically. Triumph surged through him. He'd done that. He'd made Damien speechless. Danny surged forward, kissing his date. It was a good thing that Damien was strong, gripping the edge of the rink to prevent them from falling backwards. He pulled back, smiling, thrilled. Catch me if you can, Damie. Each time you get a kiss. After saying so, Danny backed up and raced off, laughing as he heard Damien behind him. He'd have to let himself be caught a few times. It was all just fun and games. Time at the ice rink flew by, both of them making sure to hydrate. It had been fun to chase Danny across the ice. He was fairly certain his beloved had let him catch him every so often. They both enjoyed kissing. Thankfully, the coolness of the ice rink had prevented them from getting too sweaty. Damien was currently driving them to dinner. He'd decided to make reservations at what could be considered a mid-tier restaurant. Well, he had far more money than he knew what to do with. Damien did not want to overwhelm Danny with it. There was a lovely sit-down place called Thylacius. It had a regular menu along with a vegan menu. Damien ended up ordering yellow curry made with tofu. He chose a rather high spice level, knowing he was able to handle it. Danny had pondered for a while before choosing a classic, the pad thai but with tofu. "So we can share," Danny told him with a smile. It warmed his heart that his heart had thought of him. They discussed random topics, mainly in regards to likes and dislikes. Danny could come up with the strangest and most interesting questions. There had been some that had been difficult to answer, or that they just needed to skip. Danny had looked briefly pained when Damien requested they move on and not answer what their favorite toys had been as children. He didn't want to tell his love yet that he'd had none. The closest thing he had to have been a blade. Such was the upbringing of an Al Ghul, of an assassin. Thankfully, Danny had moved on, asking an asinine question about what season he preferred. There were no other lulls in their conversation until it was time for dessert. Dessert was mango and sticky rice, which they shared as well. That lull in conversation was simply due to them both enjoying it, and Danny jokingly offering to feed him, which he had rolled his eyes at with a fond smile. After dinner, it was only a short walk to the movie theater. Damien could feel eyes watching them. He assumed it was his siblings, so he did his best to ignore it. They were incredibly nosy. Danny had hugged him when Damien told him their final plan for the night. They would continue to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender in style, on a big screen TV with popcorn. As Damien had just rented one of the main screens, there were other people milling about as they made their way to the designated theater. As nice as it was to watch the cartoon on a larger screen, the seating was not very comfortable. Thankfully, Danny hadn't minded, leaning onto Damien while he snacked absent-mindedly on popcorn, his eyes glued to the screen. Next time, they would need to do this at the Manor. It had a theater room with a large screen and would be far more comfortable than this. After watching a total of 8 episodes, using the entire time Damien had booked the theater for, they made their way back to Damien's car. Whenever they stopped at a red light, Damien couldn't help but hold Danny's hand in his. Their second date was almost over. He desired to have his heart, the very breath of his lungs, as near to him as possible. Far too soon, they were once again at Danny's town home. It would be pushing it to request to come inside, to spend the rest of the night by Danny's side. Damien couldn't help but be disappointed. He walked Danny to the door, their hands laced together once more. "You knocked it out of the park, sweetheart. I had a great time," Danny told him softly. Damien brought their linked hands up to rest it over his heart. "I am honored to hear that, beloved. However, I cannot help how my heart is breaking upon the idea of leaving you till I see you again. May I leave it in your care, O king of my heart, my sun and stars?" Danny's entire face flushed as he looked rather bashful. "Ancients, Damie, you're a pro at compliments and flattery. Yeah, I'll take your heart, but only if that means we're boyfriends now." "I would be proud to call myself your boyfriend," he told Danny, reaching up to cup his boyfriend's face. Danny twisted his neck to give Damien's palm a kiss. His eyes trained on Damien for his reaction. Heat flared through him. Danny had been an absolute vision all night, the center of his universe, his entire galaxy. Giving into his desire, they made out in front of Danny's home. Damien wrapped his arms around the slightly shorter man. Parting was such a sweet sorrow. Once the door closed and locked behind Danny, Damien made his way to his car. He would likely struggle to sleep tonight, going over every magical moment of their date in his head. It had been a wonderful day. Danny's phone was buzzing like crazy. He groaned sitting up. Someone better be fucking dying. He fumbled for his phone, nearly dropping it. Blearily, he looked at the screen, dread filling his body. 10 missed calls from red_ghoul. 2 missed calls from Tucker Foley. 3 missed calls from Sam Manson. What the hell was happening? Danny got up trying to find Jazz. She was usually up before him. She'd know. Whatever was happening, it had to be bad for all those calls, and he hadn't even looked at the number of messages. He just knew there were a lot. Did it have to do with Robin? Which Damien may or may not be. Jazz was in her room, on her computer, headphones on, talking hurriedly into the headset. Jazz? She spun around, relief and worry on her face. Danny, you're awake! What the hell is going on? Her face fell. Just look. She turned back to her computer, clicking a few times before an online news article appeared on screen. What caught Danny's attention was the grainy image on the front. Danny and Damien holding hands. Dread filled him. He gulped, looking at the title. Damian Wayne spotted with mysterious new beau. Fuck. End notes. Hello, it's been a little while, everyone. I did have some writer's block for a bit, but that's all cleared up, and I'm back. I've been mentioning it now on all of my fics, but I'm getting married in a few months. Time sure has flown by. I hope you all enjoy this chapter, and if you're in the BatFam server, I would love to hear your thoughts on the chapter. I've made some wonderful author friends on that server, and really have had a great time in general there. Songs. Yay! Yuri on Ice opening. Crushing Me. Rise of the Pink Ladies. Cover by Renary. Breakfast, but it's gay. Renary. Call Me Maybe. Carly Rae Jepsen. Here is a link to the Spotify playlist I made for this fic. Very soft, loving vibes. You should probably shuffle it, as that's how I listen to it, as I have a free account, lol. Press hard to subscribe playlist. So here's the playlist I was thinking of that Damien played while they were ice skating. Sharing phones with Damian Wayne playlist. Thank you, as always, to wonderful Harthick for baiting my fic. If you are interested, come say hi to me on Tumblr. And that was part 12, chapter 6 of Press Heart to Subscribe, a DPXDC podfic written by die_Collagen 6083 and read by Summer Audio. I totally forgot that was where that happened, so I was almost just as surprised as you guys when that came out, but definitely not as surprised because literally they've been found out, but you'll never guess who found them out, and you'll find out in the next 2 parts. But yeah, so they've been found out. What will happen next? Oh, the suspense! It's killing you. But all that aside, I started recording this the 3 days I was home alone, like, at the beginning of, what day is it? It's Friday now, June 20th. I recorded this last week. I recorded the first part of this last week, I think. And I ended up being way more busy being home alone than I thought, because I was hanging out with my friend for like 98% of that time, and then I got sick, and I threw up, and I wasn't able to read, or it would make me dizzy, and want to throw up again, and I didn't want to do that. For very valid, understandable reasons, because who actually wants to throw up? But now I'm fine, and I'm recording this, like, 2, 3, maybe 4 at most. No, definitely 3 hours before my friends get here for another sleepover, because I have so many of those. And I'm gonna be doing school right after this. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna be playing my guitar right after this because I'm learning guitar because I got a guitar for my birthday, and I've been trying to learn it because I'm dedicated to something for once. My rat has been the biggest nuisance while recording this, and I recorded part of this last night at like 2:30 in the morning, and I was tired out of my mind. I was watching this one YouTuber dude. I think his name was like Kodakai or something, but he literally slays. I love watching his videos. They're awesome. There's not very many, but they're amazing nonetheless. And yeah, I just have not been very productive today, so I decided to be productive by doing this. And now I should probably go get breakfast because it's 3:31 p.m. and I have not had breakfast yet. Because my eating habits and sleeping habits are super fucked up. But anyways, I won't keep you guys here any longer. Time for the bloopers. Time for the chaotic crash out that was my rat driving me up a wall. But currently he's not eating my bed anymore, so that's good. He's just eating a bit of pepper. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed and have a wonderful day. Bye! Oh wait, that's not where I am. Baby, stop chewing on my mattress. One sec. I have satiated the rat with peppers. Anyways. Okay, adding this in the bloopers, but recording this in, like, the middle of my recording. My rat is out, and so I have so many bloopers of just me screaming at him. And right now he's trying to get up onto my dresser because I have pepper pieces up there for him because he keeps chewing on my mattress cover. And right now he's on my shoulder and he's been bugging me, but it's his out time and I don't have time to record this later, so I'm recording it during his out time as I usually do. So I'm just dealing with it, and I love him dearly, but he can be such a nuisance. Can't you, baby? Do you have something to say to the camera? Nope, you're just gonna scratch. Okay. Yep. You have fun. Stop chewing on my mattress! Dyslexic. He says it. What? Fuck. May I leave you in care of... Wait, what? Huh? Trying to lace oh, fuck. Where the fuck is that one word at chat? Wait, where am I? Or maybe I'll get Timmy to use his what?